Hi everybody, Jo here. How are you doing? So welcome to June and another Lavinia challenge. Now this month our theme is Midsummer Moon, so this is what I've come up with. There are lots of different things you could create, but I'm going to go with this one. And it all starts on a B7 piece of card. This is multifarious card. Now, your Midsummer Moon, are you going to use colours of oranges? Are you going to have fairies dancing? You know, just be creative. I've decided to go down the herb garden. So I've got my lovely little herb garden sign and I'm just going to stamp in the nocturne, the black. And basically decide which creature, fairy, mouse you're going to put on the sign, because depending which way they're facing will depend where on your card you want to stamp it. So I'm going to pop the sign there. And then I'm also going to add a lamp. As you've noticed, there's a lovely stamp set called Lamps. It's got 2 lamps and some mushrooms on, and I do use it a lot. And I just think in our garden, we've got those lovely solar lamps that, oh, I love those. They light up so well. Now, I've gone for a mouse, and this is off the stamp set Basil and Bibi. So, again, he's got his lamp. Now, I just want to pop him on top of the herb garden sign. So, you just need to put your head above, which isn't easy when you're recording, but we'll do our best. And then let that ink soak in, and there we go. We've nicely got his feet on the sign. And then what I'm going to do is I just want to add some foliage in the corner. So for this, I've gone for our lovely maple leaf again, another favourite. So I'm going to stamp it once in the middle. And yes, I'm doing my stamping in black first. And then once, I just want to sort of fill the corner. I want to make a nice shape. And then I need to give that a wipe, just a damp cloth and then a dry cloth. And what I'm going to do next is some stamping at the base in black. And I'm just going to tear myself a piece of this copy of paper. And with it being the herb garden, I'm going to come in with sage. Now, on the stamp set sage, there's a large and a small stamp. So I'm coming in with the smaller one. And let's have some clumps of sage just at the base here. And I'm just using my copy of paper to sort of give me a base. So it gives me that edge. Oh, nearly forgot. Give that a wipe. Damp cloth, dry cloth. And then with my black fine liner, I'm just going to almost join it all up. So we've got a bit of, just a bit of something and nothing. And then that's given me the base, but I want to bring in another colour. So I've gone in for the Wisteria Purple. It's one of the new colours. I love this colour. I never thought a purple would be sort of one of my favourites, but it's really becoming it. Now this is very clever. So we're going to stamp the maple leaf in the Wisteria Purple. And I'm just going to stamp it over the black. But what I think's clever is that when you look at it, it looks like you've actually stamped it, the black on top of the purple. And I just think it's so clever. I just want one more down here. But if I show you, look, it looks like the black, like you've put the purple behind. But really we did the purple second. So I love that. And then we'll give that a wipe again, just a damp cloth, dry cloth. And then I'm going to come in with, and this is off the rosemary. Again, there's a large and small. Oh, nearly forgot to use my copy of paper. Thank you, whoever shouted then. Jo, copy of paper, thank you. So in our herb garden, we'll have a little bit of rosemary just popping up. And again, I'm sort of doing first, second, third generation, just to sort of add a bit of perspective and depth. And a variety of colour, really, in tone. There we go. happy with that. We'll pop that over there. And then that's all the stamping done, so we'll give that a blot. And then we'll add some colour. So I'm going to come in and I've got my moon mask. I'm just going to turn this upside down. I'm going to put my moon mask in this corner. And first of all, Blue Lagoon. So again, ink up in the lid. And we're just going to add some blue. And again, I'm going to go around where I've stamped. And I'm just building up. And we start in the corner when I've inked up. And then just around the moon here. Now just hold, I like to have my moon mask upside down, just so that when I first inked, I can ink at the base. And that'll give me a nice bit of depth. It's just sort of a good habit to be in. Let's have a look. Right, I'm happy with that. And I like the white area around. So we'll come in next with Flying Fig. Now, a few people have asked recently about cleaning brushes. I don't clean my brush. As you know, I tend not to use... I try not to over-ink to start off with. So I'm just adding some purple as I talk. But also, I try to use every bit of ink that's on my brush before I ink, so that it's never left with a huge amount of ink on. But if I did need to, for any reason, I just personally don't add water to my brushes. I'm just going to bring a bit of purple over the moon here. I would just use my Inky Binky, my cleaning cloth, and just wipe it, or a piece of kitchen roll. But everybody's different. We all have different methods. And if you've got a method that works well, you know, you go ahead with that. I'm just going with what? Now I want a little bit of darker purple in these corners. So again, just come in at the base. Happy with that. Now, when I say about cleaning my brush, one of the things I do, just clean this up, is quite often if I need a little bit of extra colour, I don't add ink. So, for example, here, I want to add some pinky tones, but I'm going to use my brush. Now, this is my pink elephant brush, but I'm not adding any ink because I'll just see if there's a little bit left from when I last used it. And again, it's very gentle. It's a tickle because I don't know how much is on there. But I just want to get some pinky tones, sort of to give that warm summer vibe. And look, it's amazing. There is some ink left on there. Now, it might pick a little bit of the purple up, but I don't mind. Again, that'll just give me a lovely colour tone from there. And can you see that? That beautiful. And that's just enough. And that was just off the brush. So that's another way of cleaning it, using them on other projects. Now, I'm going to add some colour. So what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of faux bleaching. So I'm going to get my fan brush. I want to protect the moon area. I don't want that to faux bleach. I really just want it round the edges. So what I'm going to do is add that and let it faux bleach, and then we'll add, especially in the sky here. And while that's working, lift that up, we can add some colour. We'll give that a wipe. Let's just wipe this. So, colouring, I've gone for a variety of things. First of all, I've got the clean colour. Now, these are Kuretake, they're water-based. They will move a lot on watercolour card. They move a little on multifarious, not as much as watercolour, but they just colour with the most vibrant colour. So I'm just going to go over my herb garden sign here. But I find them just, if I want a little bit of quick colour, for me, I find them beautiful for just adding that quick colour. Now, I want a little bit of darker brown, so I'm just going to pick up on that light brown, a little bit off the dark nib, only because I don't want it too dark, and it will go back to the lighter colour. And that's just enough. I don't want to add too much. Just a hint of yellow in this top bit off there, and a hint of yellow down there. Right, lids back on. They're fabulous to use on the watercolour tags and the watercolour card. If you've not had a go with them, have a go. Right, I'm just with a bit of kitchen roll. Just going to dry that. Look at that, I love that. Just adds a bit of something in the sky when you just want a bit of something. But just give it a quick dry before we add our finishing touches. So I'm going to come in with some pastel pencils, and first of all with the black I'm just going to add a little bit of shade just under the foliage, and where the sign is, because the moon's there, I always think, look, if the moon's there we're going to get shadow going that way, so we'll have a bit of shadow there and then just a thinner one from the lamp. And you can use your finger to blend it, but I'm just using a biodegradable cotton bud. And again, we'll just add a little bit more and just build it up. You take your time. And then with the white, I'm just going to give my mouse a bit of a shape on his leg here, look. And then we'll have a little bit here. But also with the moon, I want to add a little bit of blue. I'm just going to give it some craters. And again, you will take your time and build this up. What I found, once I've added the blue, I just add a little bit of white around it and then come in with a different, we'll go for a clean bud and just blend that. Again, I found just gives a little bit more interest to the moon. And then for the lamps, again, totally up to you. I've gone in for a yellow and I want to add some lovely yellow glow. And we'll get a little bit on the mouse, maybe a little bit on the sign. Now again, you can blend with your finger, with your bud, but I find if I use the white to blend, it blends it, but also gives it that almost fuzzy, nice look. That you get in that glow, and then I come in and blend that white and that yellow together. But as I say, you will have your own methods. I mean, I know some crafters like to have white lines so you can actually see the white. I tend to blend, but we're all different. And that's what I love about looking at everybody's designs, because we are all different. I just want to go for that warm glow. So I'll probably get a bit of that there, maybe just catching these. And just sort of think about it and think where that light would go. And you see that, how it looks like you've got that lovely glow. And again, from the moon, if you want to add a little bit more white. And then finally, white Posca. I just want to come in and add just a few little catches of, like on the tip of his nose, look, on his foot, the sign, just on the lamp, maybe just a little bit on the leaf here. I don't want to overcook it, but we'll just add a few. I think the little white highlights really make a difference. Now again, if you wanted, you could add some lovely of your Stickles glitter glue. I mean, to embellish it, it's totally up to you how much embellishing you do. I mean, what I think would look nice actually is with my, I didn't do it on my original, but with this one I'm going to come in with the yellow sparkly Posca and just add some little yellow sparkly flowers just in my herbs. You know, I'm terrible. I can never do the same thing twice as I'm going along. And this is what I was saying about Mr. Mojo. Once you start creating, you entice him back and then you just end up creating more and more. I mean, maybe have a go at this design and then maybe add other colours. Or maybe try it in other colours. Maybe just go for the pink instead of the purple and then add a hint of the pink. So many things you can do. So I do hope you enter the challenge, and I can't wait to see what is your Midsummer's Moon going to look like. So you take care. Thanks as always for popping in. Much love and hugs from me. Bye for now.